Hi everyone and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my returning subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome to Ozempic Friday, Ozempic Reboot, my weight loss journey, my health journey, whatever it is you want to call it is fine with me. I have a whole bunch of new news, so that's why I'm doing a video today. I only do videos when there's something to update because I've been doing this for almost a year now. And I did really well when I first started Ozempic, which I have right here, which is a semaglutide, a GLP-1. You see all the commercials for all this stuff right now. And I'm going to show you how to use it. Then I'm going to tell you about my journey so far and what changes I'm making and things like that. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around and join me and consider liking, commenting, subscribing. It's all free. It's all just hitting the notification bell down below. I would greatly appreciate that. And that's it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you that this is my Ozempic box. I'm on 2 milligrams. You open it up and there's a pen and then there's another box with needles in it. I'm down to my last needle in this box. You take that out. I'm going to put that on the side. And then you're going to take out your needle, your vial, and you're going to take off the cap. This has to be out for a half an hour or 20 minutes to a half an hour from the refrigerator. It has to be refrigerated. And as long as you can see through it, you see my finger in the window, it means it's okay to use. If otherwise it's too thick and you're not getting in the right ingredients or whatever, just comes off. There is a very small little needle in there. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. It's very tiny. And you're going to secure that by twisting it on. And while that's twisted on, you're going to turn your pen to the amount of milligrams that you're on. I am on 2 milligrams, so I will turn my pen till it stops. If you're on 0.25 or 0.5, you have to make sure that what's in the window is what you're on. And then I'm going to take an alcohol pad, and I'm going to do right up here today. You can do the tops of your arms, like the fatty part of your arms. You can do your stomach, or you can do your thighs. I don't like really doing it in my thighs. It's just not a me thing. But I don't mind my arms, and I don't mind my stomach. So you're going to wash off a whole area and get it good because you don't know exactly where the needle's going to go. And you're going to take off the one top. And there's another protective layer over the needle, and you're going to take that off carefully because you can stick yourself. And you can see the needle right there. It's very, very small, and you're going to inject that where it doesn't hurt. And the pen, you hear clicking. When the clicking stops, you let go of that part, and you're going to leave it in for about 6 to 10 seconds longer and take it out. You're going to put right away the cap back on and since it's my last one, I'm going to throw the whole thing out. You're going to take a new alcohol swab, which I've already pre-opened, and you're going to clean off the area that you feel you got your things in, you got your injection in, and that must be where it is because it's sore and it doesn't usually hurt. It doesn't hurt at all, actually. Taking Ozempic is not painful. So that's as easy as it is to take Ozempic. When you take it, you are not going to think about it. You're not going to sit around and waiting for the side effects to happen. You're not going to get emotional about it. You're just going to go about your business, go about your day, and everything will work out. If it doesn't, for some reason, if you have side effects can include nausea, vomiting, pancreatitis, gallbladder attacks, problems with your mental well-being, worsening in depression, and unaliving thoughts. You can have a lot of side effects from these medicines. They're all very, very similar. I don't know about the pill form. I haven't taken that, so I can't speak on that. But you can have a lot of reactions to this medicine. The only reactions I've ever had from this medication are the extreme poop and the extreme constipation. I suffer from both of those, whether it's Ozempic that's doing it or not. It doesn't make a difference in my case. This is just my life, and that's what I deal with on a regular. So, for me, it is what it is. In the beginning, it was definitely the Ozempic that was doing the extreme poop. That's how you get rid of a lot of stuff. When you eat, it's called dumping syndrome. When you eat, you don't really digest your food very well, and it comes out, and that's dumping syndrome. If you have any of those side effects, if you are unsure of anything, please speak to your doctor about that. Him and you can decide whether this is the right course of action for you or not. I will be more than happy to explain my journey to you, and if you have any questions that I can answer. But you have to have a BMI over, I believe, 40 to start Ozempic, or any of the GLP ones. They don't usually give it to people unless your diabetic numbers are very high, like your A1C. They don't usually give it to people who don't have a BMI of at least 35 to 40 or over. For me, when I started almost a year ago, my A1C was 6.7, and today it's 5.6. So that's really good. I was 254 pounds. Unfortunately, I got down to 191, and I've been on and off the Ozempic for different reasons, and I've put on some weight. I've gained about 10 pounds, so now I'm exactly 201 pounds as of today. But I'll get back down because the weather is nicer, and as soon as I have people here to watch Mama, I'll be able to go out and go walking and stuff like that. So I will get back down to into the 190s, but my doctor and I are going to revisit this conversation when I see him the next time, and he's going to put me on a higher dose of another GLP-1 because Ozempic only goes up to the 2 milligrams, and I've plateaued as far as I'm going to get with the Ozempic. The rest of it, yes, is me being more aware of what I'm eating, but I'm eating very well. I have breakfast in the morning. I have a little biscuit. I have half a biscuit with a small piece of sausage on it. That's my breakfast. Lunch, I don't usually eat, which I know is a bad thing. You're supposed to eat 3 meals a day. I get it. I'm not built like that. Dinner, I'll eat usually around 7, and I'll have a little protein of some kind, or salad, tomatoes and cucumbers, something like that. So I'm doing all the things that I can do on my end, but I've hit this plateau for over 6 months so far, and now I'm starting to put weight back on, so I'm concerned about that. But I'm concerned enough that I'm being very aware of what I put in my body, and I know that Ozempic is not an end-all, be-all. It's not going to fix everything, but it does stop the food chatter in your brain, and it does help suppress your appetite. Now, when you've been on it, the same dose for 6 months, I don't think it's working. I know it's not working the way it did in the beginning. I was losing really decent amount of weight in the beginning, and I was down 60 pounds altogether, and now I'm having to really watch because I don't like hitting that 200 mark. I was so proud when I got under that 200 pound mark because I hadn't been down past that in decades, literally decades, and it was really upsetting to see the scale going up, but my clothes are still fitting me well, and I'm really happy in my skin, and I would love to get down to about 150 is where I'd like to be. And if I can't, then I have to be happy with who I am right now, and I am. But I still don't want to be over that 200 pound mark. That just, it's like hitting right here. I've always been told when I was younger, you have such a pretty face, if only you could lose weight. And it was really hard for me to get on YouTube and tell people my weight, and that, I had a problem with food for me, it's not sweets. I don't eat sweets. I don't really eat ice cream and stuff. I mean, I will every once in a blue moon, but that's not my vice. My vice is protein. I like, if you give me a big steak or a meatloaf or, you know, something like that, a piece of pizza, you know, something like that, I'm great. A hamburger. I'm your girl. But if you give me a piece of cake, I could pass it by. It's fine. A cookie, I could pass that by. I'm good with stuff like that. So for me, it's more portion control, and it's more about exercise. And I haven't been doing the exercise. And as far as the portion control, I don't see where I'm going wrong. Well, for a while I did. I can't say that. That would be an out and out lie. For a while I did. I was eating more than I should have, and I was eating when I wasn't hungry. And instead of just not stopping when I was full, you know, I would just keep eating. And on Ozempic, you can do that. You can still gain weight when you're on Ozempic. You can still, you know, overeat. You know, it's like having gastric bypass, which I don't have my stomach, so I should be like this. For a surgery that I had gastroparesis, and they had to remove 98% of my stomach, so I should be thin. And for a while I had gotten down to like 130 pounds at the time, but I was really, really sick, so it wasn't healthy for me. And you can still, when you have gastric bypass, you can still overeat, you can still gain weight. You know, these things are not an end-all, be-all. They're not a quick fix. You still have to do the work and put in the work. So that's what I'm going to need to do, and I need to be accountable. And that's why I'm coming to you today, to let you know that I've messed up, you know, and I know what I've done wrong, and I'm going to get back on track. And this is me being accountable for that. So I know a lot of people who are on this journey with me, a lot of creators who are on this journey with me, and know that I see you, and I know this is not easy, and I have the utmost respect for all of you, because we're going to have mess ups, we're going to have slip ups, we're going to have times that, you know, something in the family happens, and or whatever it might be, and you're going to overeat or go back to your ways or snack, whatever it might be in your case. And that's hard, you know, but it's okay, because we're human, and as long as we get back on track, that's all that matters. And that's what matters to me, you know, is that I'm back on track. And starting today, right this second, I'm going to be more aware of what I'm putting in my body, and I'm going to get this 10 pounds off of me and continue to do the best that I can do for me every day. And I want you guys to do the same. With that being said, I hope this wasn't too preachy. Please be happy, be healthy, be blessed, but most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. You guys rock. Love you.